and the panel is on the future of NFTs in the United Kingdom, because yes, hopefully we do have a future in the UK. So would Ryan Williams, Amir, I'm not sure how to say your last name, Imrhan, Paul, and Alex please join us on the stage? Thank you, guys.
Just making sure the mic works.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. And welcome to NFT London. And we're going to be speaking about the future of NFTs in the UK. But I just want to kind of just introduce the panel at first. Amir, you want to give yourself a brief introduction on yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. I'm Amir, CSPR. I'm a blockchain validator for the Casper network. And if you don't know what Casper is a proof-of-stake blockchain based on the CBC specification. And it's created for the enterprise adoption. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Amir. How did you get into like NFTs and crypto?
Well, I actually won you see that NFT over there? I actually won that NFT out of 90,000 people. It was the first batch of NFTs ever created on the Casper blockchain. So it's very valuable to me. I don't think I'm ever going to sell it. But that's how I got into NFT. And because you was already in the NFT space, me and Ryan actually know each other. And because you were already active in the NFT space, I learned a lot from you as well. And we joined forces. Here we are now.
Thank you very much, Amir. And we got Alex Tuna as well, game developer.
Hi, I'm originally a game developer. I still do a little bit. So I've been in the crypto space for about 10 years now. So at the time, I thought I was late. I was like 10 years later, maybe I wasn't. So in that time, I've invested widely in the space, a lot of infrastructure stuff. I own what some people believe is the first art NFT. I did the third biggest NFT sale last year. Sold the first NFT startup in 2017 before they were called NFTs. And I still invest really widely in the space. And my main project at the moment, outside of investing and advising, is an NFT remixing project, which is an Ethereum Layer 1 project about allowing people to sort of create, allowing artists and brands to create and then provide assets that their users can use to remix and customize their NFTs, like whether it's sneakers or backpacks or characters.
Thank you very much. And we got Imrhan as well, next to me. Do you want to give yourself a brief introduction of who you are as well?
I'm Imrhan, but I'm widely known as Ash. I am a musician at Sony Music. Currently, I'm investing into this space because I just love NFTs. My main thing is that I just love anime and creating. I'm a crazy creative. Yeah, let's leave it at that. I'm just crazy.
What got you into like the space then? Because you come from like a music background. Like what's drawing you to the NFT space?
What drew me to the NFT space was the openness, like how everyone is just so easy. And I don't really find that in music. In music, it's like it's still competitive in a sense, but you find more people more inclined to being a bit more easy, a bit more calm, a bit more laid back kind of thing. So, and more open to conversation. So yeah.
And then just a brief introduction from myself. I'm Ryan, also known as Remy Rai. I briefly got introduced to crypto in 2017, just at the height of the bull market. Made a bit of money and then lost it in 2018 in the bear market.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, I think you have to join in the bull and then you leave in the bear for a moment. So I left crypto for about 4 years. And then I eventually got back into crypto in 2021 and then started a group chat with just like me and my friends. Ended up giving like information in the group chat, helping people invest in crypto, how to set up wallets, giving them like, alpha on NFTs. Ended up sending a giveaway into the group chat. And it was a giveaway for my Bored Ape up there. And that Bored Ape was won by myself. It was 1 out of 26,000 people. It was just retweet to win a Bored Ape. And somehow I was able to win a Bored Ape from someone called JFX, who started at NFT.XYZ with Mark Cuban. And that's who we're recording for right now as well. So we're recording for NFT.xyz and at NFT. So if you guys want to, say hello to us at the end, you can say hello to us and give us what you're doing in the space, and we'll put you on NFT.xyz. But yeah, Amir, you want to talk about like where you see the future of NFTs currently and what you're doing in the space right now?
Yeah, I started crypto before I started crypto in 2017. I was actually teaching people about forex, foreign exchange, because my dad was a forex trader as well, so I learned a lot from him. So when I discovered crypto, I realized how early that market is, compared to like the other traditional markets that we have, like stock market and forex. And I fell in love with it, I started investing in XRP before the bull run in 2017. It was actually a couple of days before the bull run started that I bought XRP, and it just made some huge gains, and I couldn't believe it. I thought that this is crazy. This is crypto industry is crazy. And then I got into an ICO about 2 years ago in Casper, which is ICO stands for initial coin offering, which is something similar in the stock market. You got IPO, initial public offering. And then I learned a lot about blockchain when I entered the Casper community. I learned and I became a blockchain validator. And I think that blockchain is going to be very, very huge in the future, and it can solve a lot of problems. And who knows about Bitcoin here? Like, put your hands up. Like, everyone knows about Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin was actually the first blockchain that was ever created in 2009 by a guy called Satoshi. And we don't know who Satoshi is. It could be an organization. We don't know.
It could be me.
He just disappeared, and what he created was absolutely revolutionary. He actually created an asset that didn't have any... Well, he did create it, but he disappeared, and that asset was left ownerless. And no one really owns that network. Every token holder of Bitcoin is like a holder of the network, and that was fascinating. And after that, we saw the rise of Ethereum. That was another blockchain that was created, and a lot of smart contracts were created on Ethereum, and that kickstarted the smart contract movement as well. And then now there's loads of blockchains out there, and I believe in a multi-chain future where all the blockchains are going to be connected together. And I think that's going to be huge. It can solve a lot of problems. It can solve logistics. It can have use cases in logistics, healthcare. It can have in supply chains, everything. It can solve a lot of problems and make it more efficient. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Amir, for that brief explanation on blockchain. And blockchain is something that's like revolutionary. It's the biggest technological advancement in human history so far. So thank you very much. Alex, I read a few notes about yourself. You was the founder of Soulcast, am I right?
Yeah, Soulcast is my current remixing project, yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing right now in the NFT space, and where do you see NFTs heading to in the future for the UK?
So for me personally, it's great because we just have time to build, and I don't get interrupted all the time going, are you trading this? Are you buying this? I was like, no, I'm just trying to make stuff. I think just to bring it to the UK aspect of Future of NFTs, I think there's a couple of salient points. One, our government are absolutely shit. I don't mind saying that, and I'm talking not just in general terms, but they are shit in general terms. I'm talking in terms of for the crypto industry, because for years now that I've been doing this, we've had conversations with different MPs and different events, and them saying, yeah, we're going to support crypto. Nothing happens. I'm still at a point now where with Soulcast, we got turned down by multiple banks for a bank account. The only way we can get a bank account is not tell them about NFTs. It's ridiculous. My CEO is very well known. He's very successful, and he works with the government on certain things. And it's still difficult. So if the UK are going to be successful in this space, we should actually create a regime, which is it's very boring, I know. Make it easy for us to work with NFTs. If you're a musician, you should be able to sell an NFT without the slight worry that the lawyers are going to say, no, you can't do this. We should have something which just makes it very easy without making us go through all sorts of headaches through the FCA or through lawyers, and it just takes away from what we should be able to do. Let us experiment until we find out what works. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, this country's got an amazing history of creatives. We're brilliant at music. We're brilliant at games. We're brilliant at art. We're brilliant at theatre. And although a very famous director just denied this, we're actually pretty good at film and TV as well. So we've got this amazing creativity, and NFTs and creators go hand in hand. And so really we should be just trying to explore that more. But it's not just through projects like Soulcast and music projects. and supporting networks. It's how do we empower creators in this country to use this technology safely, use it without worry of legal action. We should just be encouraging creators to explore stuff through education, through regulation, this type of stuff. So I think for the future in the UK, get creatives involved, pull your friends in. Don't be scared of what the regime is or whatever. Just go and experiment.
Thank you very much, Alex. I totally agree with what you said as well, and I think the UK is probably behind the space. We went to America and we went to NFT NYC in the summer, and we saw everything that was happening there, and it was like another world. I'd say America's probably about 5 years ahead of everything, and only 5% of Americans know what an NFT actually is, which is very little in the space, and we still have a lot of time. So yeah, thank you, Alex. About yourself, Ash, how are you in NFTs? How did you get into this, and what are you doing currently in the NFT space?
Well, basically, I love anime. I love creating. As you said, I'm just one of those guys. Like, I just really just love creating stuff. I'm the guy in the label that they don't really like, because I'll step outside of the lines and go and do stuff that they say you're not allowed to do. So they told me I wasn't allowed to be here. So I took a picture and sent them and told them, yeah. Yeah, I know, I'm a problem starter. But
Shout out to Sony.
No, shout out to Sony. Love you guys. Yeah, so I'm literally just stepping out on just faith, really, just to create something that I really love. Like, I love anime, and what we've done between me, Ryan, and Amir, we've made a NFT called the Genesis Empire, which is basically an empowerment of what we go through as like humans on a general day-to-day. So what we kind of want the NFT to be about is about like learning through art about like well-being, also having like programs set up for well-being. So it's not just the NFT, it's also you can talk to someone, like we're creating something where we can make that happen. But also to actually enjoy the art. So it's like you're feeding your brain without even knowing, kind of thing. And I feel like that's just a beautiful thing. On the NFT side, it's more about having something and being able, because we see where it's going, and I know that NFT is definitely the future. So seeing that you can use NFTs to like, I'm trying to have an NFT that can buy me a house. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I kind of see it heading, and I'm excited. So I've jumped in the space as quick as I can against all odds, including my label. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I love the space.
Just on the Genesis Empire, are you able to like just share like what's happened so far in like the creation side of it, and just some brief information on what it is that yourself and we're creating as a group? Like, where did the inspiration come from to create an animation backed by NFTs?
As I said, I really love NFTs, and I love animations. Funny enough, I had a dream. I know it sounds a bit like cliche, like I had a dream, but no, I actually had a dream. And literally, the dream was me watching an animation and saying, nah, don't do that, fly this way, or no, don't fly that way, don't. And I thought to myself, when I woke up, I said, ooh, that definitely, I don't believe in accidents, that's not my vibe, you know what I mean? I believe that everything is very purposed. And I thought to myself, you know what can I do with this? So I spoke to Remy Rai, and he was more in the NFT space at the time. And I said, is there a way that I can do this? And he was like, oh, let me call you back. In my head, I was thinking, oh, he hates me. He thinks I'm a crazy dude. He's not going to call me back. He called me back and was like, do you want to do this? I said, wait, do you want to do this? I said, and then from there, it was just a go. And basically, the inspiration is basically, I've learned a lot from animation. Like, before counseling, there was animation for me. So so that's where I learned a lot of life lessons through like the Dragon Ball Z's, the Naruto's, and all that stuff. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. So yeah.
There's nothing crazy. What's interesting is that you took something that you wanted to do, and one way or another, I mean, explain the reasons actually. Why did the NFTs empower you to go and do it? Like, what was it about NFTs that let you do it that maybe you wouldn't have done otherwise?
because NFTs was breaking certain barriers that I thought couldn't be broken. I said to myself, this is me. I said, I'm about to step into a place that is literally has the attributes that people hate about me. Do you get what I mean? And I thought to myself, I love this, and I thought, why not? Why shouldn't I be able to join the space? And I felt like because it was very picture related, it wasn't like everyone was belonged somewhere. So when I was looking at people like Bored Ape or Caspan, they're having these NFTs, I thought to myself, wow, like this is actually like you can't. It's not a judge by face thing, where I've had previous experience about being judged by face and stuff like that and background or whatever. But like I thought to myself, you can't do that in the NFT space. Do you get what I mean? And I love it.
It's a great explanation. Thank you very much. For myself, the future of NFTs in the UK, it's a tough one because, you know, as I said, I went to NFT NYC. I was there at Ape Fest in the summer, and you know, just being able to see what an NFT can actually do, like it can take you across the world, it can give you access to certain events and exclusive clubs. I see that happening in the UK, but you know we're quite far behind the curve in terms of like you know the NFTs that are being created currently. Bored Ape Yacht Club, what they do is you know they have a system where people in there's like connections that you can have with certain people. You're in a exclusive community and you can speak to someone who might have what you need. You know, just being there in New York, you know, I was able to see Eminem and Snoop Dogg right in front of me, which was like, you know, mind blowing. I've never seen Eminem and Snoop Dogg in my life. I'm, you know, 24 years old, 25 years old, and I've never seen them until I won an NFT. And that should be, you know, happening with a lot of people in the space. It shouldn't just happen for myself. You know, I won it in a competition which I was lucky enough to do. I wasn't able to afford a Bored Ape at the time, and it's something that changed my life. And I kind of want to encourage like a lot of people to jump into the NFT space, not just to change their lives, but you know, just to give them the ability to connect with a few people that you might, you know, have a connection with. You know, you might have a connection with a musician, you might have a connection with someone who can develop games, you might have a connection with someone who's very knowledgeable in the blockchain space. There's different things that everyone has in their attributes and what they do in NFT communities, and that's what we try to do with the Genesis Empire, with what we're creating right now. We're trying to create something where you know, we can have exclusive events. Whoever owns that NFT, they can get into the exclusive events for free. They can have ownership of whatever we create as well. So, you know, we want to create like a digital physical hub where we give ownership back to the people. And that's what Web3 is about. It's about giving ownership back to people who own those NFTs. And that's something that I learned through like the BAYC and some of the other communities in America as well. But I think the UK, it can get there. There's a lot of people making, you know, great projects in the NFT space, but it just needs to be a little bit different. And that's why we brought animation into our piece as well, because we want to teach people about blockchain through the animation. So we've got multiple planets that represent different blockchains. And, you know, the storyline within it, it teaches people about crypto and NFTs, which is something that we're heading to in the future. And, you know, NFTs are the access into, you know, the metaverse. That's what people say. So, you know, if the metaverse is the next step, the NFT is your access key into the metaverse. So, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen in the future for the UK.
Do you guys talk about it being a UK project at all? Would you just keep it kind of that separated off?
Currently, it's just a project that's just for everyone. We don't really necessarily like box ourselves into like the UK. I think we just want to be like a worldwide project. It just depends. It could be someone from Japan that likes animation. Like it could be someone from America who likes the storytelling aspect of it. And not just that. It's, you know, it's a story that's based on God's will. So it's, you know, as Ash said, it's based on the greatest story ever told, which is the Bible. It's called the Genesis Empire. So what we try to create is we try to create an ecosystem where it's, you know, it's positivity. There's no negativity. In the NFT space, there's a lot of people that are negative in the space, which is very, very bad. So we just want to be that beacon of light in the NFT space that people look towards and think, okay, yeah, these guys are making a change in the space. These guys are bringing ownership back to people in the space, and Web3 is something that does that. So yeah.
Yeah, the reason I was asking was, again, it was really because the topic is the UK, but also it's actually really interesting that you're a UK team doing an anime project with different backgrounds, and I think that's quite interesting, and it's actually quite inspirational. And so it was like, if we're trying to get more people, more creatives involved in NFTs so they're not scared of them or they don't think they're awful or whatever it happens to be, having role models is really valuable. I mean, actually, out of interest, if you can say, don't get yourself in, well, no, I don't mind if you get into trouble. Like, what was Sona's reason for not wanting you to come here? Is it because I know they are doing their own NFT stuff, but is it they just didn't like what you're doing, or they just want to be in control? Like, in general terms, don't get yourself in trouble.
I don't mind. I think I'm already in trouble anyway. I think their reason behind it was basically, I feel like as a creative, they don't want you to focus on too many things. But I'm like, you can't do that to a creative. If you box in a creative, they would explode. That's like putting like new wine in old wineskin. It will burst. Do you get what I mean? Like, and that's what I felt like. I felt like as I was getting contained, I'm like, oh, you guys are shaking me, man. I'm about to explode, and I exploded and came here. So yeah. I don't think there was actual a main reason, but I think it was literally just because I think fear.
Yeah, so I think one of the most powerful things about NFTs, which I've been fighting for on Twitter over the royalty discussion recently, is it should be about trying to free the creatives to be able to earn a living from what they're doing, especially if it's successful down the line and you haven't sold your NFTs for much money in the first place, or whatever. Because at the moment, you're beholden. Like, I invest in a few music companies because I appreciate, as a creative myself, like my first experience was getting completely screwed over on royalties, and like this is way back in the mid-90s because I'm old, but just I appreciate it happens in music, and it happened in games in that time, less so now, thankfully. But literally, I had to write to distributors around the world and go, can you give us the royalty statement because we think we've been lied to? And they were like, no, you have to trust your publisher. I'm like, no, I don't. We found they were lying by about 90%. So, I mean, well, I was on the dole, and like that's how I had to make my living. So NFTs provide a much more direct way for creators to control things, where royalties are important. And I think, again, for creators in this country and worldwide, we just have to find ways to ensure that they keep that level of control, they keep control of their IP. And there is absolutely a role for the Sonas of this world to fund you, to help you, but it should be more of a partnership and a collaboration. If you want to do, whether it's NFTs or artwork as opposed to music, then you should be able to do that, and maybe there's a deal to be made. And we just have to, it's just a rebalancing of control. No one actually, in reality, it's nice to, it's easy to badmouth the big companies, and sometimes we do, but there's a lot of good people there too. And really, I hope that with NFTs, we can try and find a way to rebalance that. And it'd be lovely to do that, to empower record labels in this country, to do that, and galleries in this country. I know some of them are doing it, which is great. I've worked with some of them here. And game companies in this country, but we need an environment that makes it easy. But we also need people like you guys to inspire others to do it, talk to fellow musicians, anime artists, bring them in, make them feel welcome. Absolutely right to remove the negativity. I tell everyone, anyone is negative on your Discord or comes on just to talk about price, kick them off, because they're not your friends.
Agreed.
They want to trade, and that's fine, but they're not your community. Your community are the ones who are creative and who are supportive of yourselves and each other.
And that's an example as well, because we're here in the bear market, we're building in the bear market, and it can be very negative in the space. And like you said, with the music, blockchain allows you to actually have that contract set up where no one can change it, which is great. We've got about 50 seconds left, but I kind of want to just jump onto this with you, Alex. With gaming, where do you see gaming for the NFT space? Because NFTs are now being that thing for the metaverse. Where will gaming take NFTs in the future?
I think the main thing we need to see in games is uses that are not about money. Take away the tokens. I'm not against it. I'm just saying for general use. Take away tokens. Just let people feel the benefit of being rewarded with the NFTs and then getting some advantages from them, or selling them at $5 as characters, just as you would buy them from Steam or from some PlayStation or whatever, or on FIFA. So it just has to feel like the existing stuff people already do, but then they start finding they get these extra benefits. Unfortunately, they've been a lot too much focus on you can go and make money playing games, and it's not gone down very well.
Yeah, agreed. I guess this is the end of the talk, as we have we've just gone over. But I thank you guys for listening. I thank Ash, I thank Alex, and I thank Amir for allowing me to host this space as well. And I thank you guys for being here in the space in the bear market, still building. If you're building in the bear market, you own the bull market. So just remember that. Thank you very much, guys.